I'm Bonnie.
I'm Stacy.
And we're with Tracy today, Tracy Naughton. And we are Red Wine, Redheads, and Real Estate. Did I say that right?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
It's been a while since we've done one of these, so forgive me.
We don't have a wine today because
No.
we forgot about it. It's early. But we have today Tracy Naughton. She's the VP of Mortgage Lending at Guaranteed Rate in Northbrook. And we're going to ask her a few questions that we have gotten from our clients.
All right. You want to start it off about pre-approvals?
Sure. So when I have new clients, a lot, especially if they're first-time home buyers, they don't understand that they should have a pre-approval before they start looking.
Yes.
And they're afraid because they think that it's going to ruin their credit if you run something on them and that they're going to you're going to charge them. Mm-hmm. So can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Yes. Probably the best thing to do as soon as you get the opportunity to connect with someone that would be a new client or someone potentially looking at buying is right out of the gate. It's great if I have a conversation with them. Mm-hmm. Look at their overview. What are they looking at doing? Because that way, if they're not in a position to buy, over the time while they're looking, I can get them in the position they need to be in.
Okay.
So right off the bat, a lot of times first-time home buyers like to meet in person, which totally works with me. I'm always happy to. Okay. But several of them are pretty busy. So I have the online application just to get their basic information if they're busy. And really to qualify for a mortgage, it's 3 factors. It's your credit score, mm-hmm. your monthly debt to income, okay. how much income you have coming in a month, right, versus how much debt. And when I talk about how much monthly debt you have, it's what report, your minimum payments that report on your credit reports, and whatever your payment would be on your mortgage, including the taxes, insurance, association, PMI. That does not include cell phone bills, electric, water, gas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that doesn't include any of that. So we need to keep that within a certain range mm-hmm. because we're really trying to set you up to succeed. Right? So it's credit score, debt to income, and loan to value. Loan to value is the purchase price mm-hmm. versus how much you're putting down to buy the property.
Right. Okay.
And right now, there are some unbelievable loan programs with low amount down. But really the key is let's try to get your credit score as good as we can mm-hmm. because that really affects your mortgage interest rate. Right. And rather than trying to figure it out last minute, you're getting a higher interest rate. I'm all about trying to get you in with the best interest rate mm-hmm. from the get-go and the best loan program. So my suggestion would be as soon as someone starts thinking about, let me connect.
Right.
Because I never say you can't get a home. It's just a matter of when.
Because you can guide them, right?
Yes.
And it doesn't destroy someone's credit if you start working with them.
No,
right?
no.
People are so afraid of that.
No, because when they're looking at your credit, if you have a couple of mortgage people pull your credit in a short period of time, that's expected. They're looking for a mortgage. Okay. Right? But if you have a car company, a furniture store company, a mortgage company, credit card companies, everybody's pulling them, then it's, okay, what are they doing?
Right. Okay.
Right?
Okay. That's good to know.
So there's a lot of tips I can give on helping you improve your credit score.
Okay.
Something, if you're really trying to pay your bills when they come in, not when they're due. Right?
Paying early helps.
Paying early helps.
Okay.
Yeah. But the best thing is, let's look at what you have and let's see where you want to be mm-hmm. to what we need to do to get you there.
Okay.
So kind of creating a path. And never be scared. I've had someone last week, she came in and she was all about, I know I can't do this and whatever. I said, just let me know, and I said, I'll help you get where you need to go. If it takes 3 or 6 months, we will get there. She walked out with a pre-approval. Mm-hmm. She just built these barriers in her head that she can't do it. So I always do free consultations.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is good.
So it's a free consultation with, I'm always available to meet in person. If you're busy, we can do it online applications and meet later. But to give you an idea of where you're at versus where you want to be.
Okay. So I think in everyone's heads, 20% is where everyone has to be. They have to save 20% to put a down payment on. Is that true?
No, absolutely not. You can 20%. You do not have to pay private mortgage insurance.
Okay.
What private mortgage insurance is it's a cost if you don't put 20% down. That it insures the gap between what you put down. So you put down 5%.
Okay.
It insures the gap between the 5% and the 20% down. So the more you put down to bridge that gap, the less your private mortgage insurance is. Also, some people say to me, is an FHA mortgage better or conventional? They don't know what the difference is.
Sure.
And really the answer is, someone told me this and someone told me that. It's really based on your situation.
Okay.
So I can't say an FHA mortgage, if you have a lower credit score, the private mortgage insurance is based off your loan amount, a certain percentage, no matter what your credit score is.
Okay.
If you have a conventional mortgage, it's very heavily credit score driven. So your private mortgage insurance could be half, if you have a high credit score, or it could be double.
Right.
So different factors like that when we sit together, because obviously that might be a little bit too much information. But yes, we do have some great loan programs right now. Home Ready, Home Possible, there's a 3% down loan program. Regular conventionals, 5% down. There are 2 new loan programs where it's 0 down.
Wow.
But the difference between these loan programs, because I know people cringe and they're like, oh no, you're setting everybody up to fail again. The difference between these loan programs and loan programs in the past is these are very highly credit score driven.
Okay.
So you need to have a really good credit score, so we need to work on that for you to be able to do that. Because they want to make sure you're good at paying your bills.
Right.
What they're really trying to do, and you have to have low debt to income. They're trying to help the people who make a decent income, have a great credit score, but don't have time to save.
Okay.
That's what that's driven toward. It's not driven towards like, I can't afford anything, can't do anything. I have a good credit score, I have good income, just don't have time to save. And they're able to see that by looking at their criteria, and they're like, okay, they look like strong buyers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you have any tips of what people should to prepare for this process? In terms of not signing up for any new credit cards or big purchases when they're going to go down that path to starting the loan, the pre-approval and looking for a home. Any tips?
So I would say, let's talk before you start doing anything, buying a new car, not buying a car, any of that. Let's talk. But absolutely, once we start the loan process, it's supposed to be kind of a snapshot in time from when we start until we close.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right? So during that period, I can also give at my consultation the do's and don'ts during the loan process. You definitely do not want to open any new credit cards. You don't want to create any new debt that would change the structure that we structured your mortgage on.
Right.
Right? You want to keep it the same.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't want, some people think, once you've got that clear to close, I want to go out and get 0% interest or 0% finance at Home Depot, Carpet Company, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And it's not that you can't qualify with that debt. It's that we can't verify what that debt is going to be monthly from the credit bureaus a couple days before closing.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It just is a cluster. Yeah. So just because you're going to sign a document at closing saying, I have not acquired any new debt. And if you do it the day before and you're signing the document, and also we pull your credit in the beginning, that's your snapshot. But 3 days before closing, they do a soft pull of your credit just to see if there's any new credit inquiries.
So you can go looking, but don't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Take everything out, but don't
be out there, pull the trigger.
Right. Yeah.
And if something is a must, let's talk before.
Right.
And let's save.
That's referred to credit cards. How do you feel about cash? Like before they get to the closing table, like they want to spend $5,000 on a used car. Is cash also something that would be a concern before closing?
So
you take at the bank.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you have enough liquid reserves and you're just paying cash, then that's not an issue.
Okay.
But you have to remember, just because that money's not needed for closing, it's all in what loan program you're in. Some loan programs require a 2-month liquid reserves. Okay. So you just want to make sure. So the best way is let's talk before you do it. Because if you have plenty of money, and you want to go pay cash for something, it might be totally fine. But if you're on the edge, it's easier just to say no without talking and then okaying it.
Yeah.
Another thing is, since you ventured on the cash subject, is you want to make sure with the mortgage process, you can't do anything with cash. So if you have cash and all of a sudden we always request 2 months, previous month's bank statements.
Okay.
If there's any large deposits in cash, you have to source that money. So any large deposits that you can't source, they back those assets off. You have to prove where that money came from for money laundering reasons, for banking resources.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that your money you're using is, from checking accounts, from your work
Sure.
business, all of that. But you are definitely allowed on most loan programs to get a gift. A gift can be a large deposit.
Right, because most people, probably people have family that want to give them.
A gift has to be from a family member.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Has to be from somebody that you're related to.
Okay.
But, and there's 3 different ways with a gift. The gift can be deposited prior to us starting the loan, in the middle of the process, or at closing. We have a gift letter, but we just have to source. So you never want the gift to be cash from someone else. That would need to be traceable funds. A canceled check from whoever gave those to you.
Okay.
Interesting.
So nothing can be moving around with cash in a mortgage process.
Okay, it's good information. I don't think I knew all that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Well, I would love to teach anyone everything I know about mortgages. When they're letting me, it's exciting to be able to help people get in their first home.
Yes.
It is.
Didn't think they could do it.
Yeah.
So for me to educate them on the process, it's kind of exciting to me because I'm adding value to them.
Right.
Right?
Yes. You really are so helpful to me, to Stacey.
Yes.
I love learning
everybody.
all this.
Yeah.
Right.
We're glad to have you for our clients because there is like a stigma about, going to the loan officer to get a pre-approval and things like that. People are just so afraid of it.
Right.
And you're very approachable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You educate us very well. I can't speak right now, but you're really good at communicating everything.
Thanks.
And I love it. And I'm so happy that you could sit here today and talk with us.
One, the more they know and the more they understand what is actually going on, the more comfortable they are and relaxed during the process. No matter what, buying a home is very stressful.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So our job is to make them feel that we are communicating the best we can and they understand what's going on. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Perfect.
thank you.
Okay. So how do people get in touch with you if they are interested in getting pre-approved?
My email address is Tracy, TRACEY, at rate.com, RATE.com. Email me there. I have an online application also, and my cell phone number is 847-338-5537. I am available on weekends and evenings if that works better for you.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tracy. We appreciate
Thank
everything.
you.
Sure.
I so appreciate this. Everyone is going to love this.
Sure.
It really helped a lot of people.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
love the opportunity.
And let us know if you have any more questions for Tracy as well. You can post here. We're going to post the video several places. So, or contact Tracy directly.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.